Well, he's played well. He didn't play as well early when he wasn't making shots, but it wasn't because he wasn't making shots. He probably just wasn't quite as aggressive as he is right now. But he's played super, and certainly you know getting that production out of him is not that we would we didn't go into the season believing it couldn't happen, but for him to this early in the season to be basically I don't know what it was, but he gave us like 38 points the last 2 games, something like that is something that is a bonus that we probably didn't expect. You look at how recruiting is inexact science and everything, and so you got all these recruiting experts, which there's numerous ones in this particular room as well, but you have guys that we take Frank and Devontae and LeGerald. And those guys were not at that time considered to be, blue chip 5-star type recruits, and they turned out to be pretty good. And you just never know. But the thing about LeGerald, you knew he was a great athlete, you knew he had great instincts, and you knew he had great size for a guard. But I will tell you this: he's improved at such an accelerated rate. I don't think I could have anticipated this when he first got here. I think Frank's had probably as good a start to the season as anybody in college basketball's had. But I do think that there's times where he can be much more vocal. I mean, if you look at it from a coach's perspective, and you have he and Devontae out there together, then it seems like to me it's pretty ridiculous if the other 3 guys don't know what we're trying to accomplish and do, because it's their responsibility to make sure they do know. So I do think they can talk better. I think Frank's much improved in that area because he's not a natural talker, but I do think he can become more vocal. Yeah, I think Frank has been more aggressive up until the last game. I didn't think he was very aggressive last game, but yeah, he's been. And LeGerald, I'm sure, said that before the last game. But yeah, I think Frank's been more aggressive. I think he's looking for a shot more, which is something that. Last year he shot the ball probably a comparable amount, but a lot of times he shot at late clock and that stuff. I think he's looking for his own shot earlier in the clock, which is good. But I think they're good. They lost last night to St. Mary's, and St. Mary's could beat anybody, anytime, anywhere. Randy's got one of his best teams, but Jared has a really good team. They've got a great player. Inside, and certainly they haven't scored a lot of points. If you look at their stats, they're averaging about 66 or 67 a game, but a lot of that's due to the pace that he's playing, which is a great pace for them. But their opponents are shooting a miserable percentage behind the arc. They're not shooting a great percentage from 2, and they're really good on the glass, and they do some things defensively that we haven't seen yet. So we'll have to work on those the next 2 days. But I think he's got a nice team. I think Jared, and he's obviously done a great job, but they run good stuff, and I think he's got a really nice team. Unfortunately, the reaction will be he'll be the most loved head coach in the building. I mean and he deserves that. He deserves that. He was a tremendous player and a popular player here when he played, and then of course helped recruit some really good teams after he played, and he's done a really good job. After he left here to go to Carolina and UAB and now Stanford. So whatever ovation or response that Jared gets from a positive standpoint is one in which he richly deserves. And I would hope that our fans do treat him right before the game. And then let's not get carried away after the game starts. But before the game, I hope that he's treated like he deserves. And I think it'd be really cool for his players to see how well he's been received. I think that'd be pretty cool for him.